Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. I'm the Mysterious JG. Here I was getting ready to try to get 4 videos recorded so I could get, like, 2 videos on Saturday, 2 videos on Sunday and get my LP started. And the rare and impressive Zerf live stream is happening. So I need to hurry up and get a 4th video in the can and get out of here. Let's tell these 2 weird straw hat guys that we're ready to go into the cave. I'm ready.
I'm his support. Instructor number 14, Quistis trap.
Select a time limit. Choose one suited to your abilities. Challenging yet reasonable. So this kind of doesn't matter, actually. If you don't get it done within the time limit, you still win. They don't really explain this at all, but through the magic of facts and stuff over the years, I've eventually learned... probably quite a few videos from now, we will do our actual first seed mission. It's the seed final exam. This is a prerequisite, this fire cave thing. The seed final exam is a mission. And at the end of the mission, we will be given a score and a ranking. One of the things we're rated on is judgment, and although there's no way to tell, I don't think judgment has anything to do with any decisions you make during the final exam. It has to do with how close you come to hitting your time limit. So, like, if I pick the 40-minute time limit and win in 10 minutes, that's actually bad. If I pick the 10-minute time limit and win in 20 minutes, that's bad. If I pick the 20-minute time limit and win in 19 minutes, that's good. You get more points towards your seed ranking. Your seed ranking ultimately doesn't matter. It affects how much money you get paid. And this is not a game where money is really that big of a deal. It does matter some, but there's ways to increase your seed ranking. So the only reason to go for like the best score and do really well on the exam is just to feel cool. So let's set it for 20 or for 10. Very well, good luck. But like giving yourself the shortest time limit doesn't really mean you get a better score. It just means that you have to finish close to 10 minutes.
My job is to support you in battle. Everything else is up to you.
Fine.
You know, the boys often choke on this test when I come with them. I guess my charm makes them nervous.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to keep you relaxed, that's all. By talking about how sexy I am.
So you can't encounter enemies here unless I do this, which is cheating. You basically want to finish off the regular enemies. Because you can come back here after the test is over. If you want to, like, draw magic from them and stuff. So there's not a whole lot of need to draw magic from them right now. Because they give you spells that we already have. Now, the higher the enemy's level, the better the spells they have available to draw. And the enemies scale with you. So one of the things about doing a low-level playthrough is that you'll constantly be exposed to enemies who only have low-level magic to draw. But there's ways around that, which I'll get around to explaining eventually. In the meantime, though, we only have 10 minutes to clear this place, so we really just want to get straight to the boss and take care of it. And it's a straight path. There's not much point in exploring right now.
Bomb, an elemental monster. Use an ice attack for these. Check the monster's weakness with scan.
We actually can do that, why not? Because we don't have ice junction to anything, so our stats aren't going down from doing this, although being a perfectionist, I would want to go and like get more blizzard magic later. Wow, he actually survived that. I guess Quistis has a better magic score than Squall does right now because she has something junction to magic and he does not. Oh, I think I did it the other way around. I think on this slot, Quistis might have Quetzalcoatl and Squall might have Shiva. And we're leveling up, which again I wouldn't want to do if I was actually using this slot for anything. Yeah, she has a Quetzalcoatl. Oh, never mind. It is the same setup I'm using in my other slot.
I guess I was right. You and Cipher are in a class of your own. Cipher, you both have amazing strength and potential.
Sure. It's probably faster to run than to fight, although possibly not. Okay. So it would be nice to complete this thing in the 10 minutes, but it doesn't. It kind of doesn't matter.
Okay, this is it. Are you ready?
Yeah, whatever.
You seem confident enough.
Oh, Ifrit. Who would have guessed? So you can draw, fire, cure, and scan. And we use a Guardian Spirit, which we've never done before. Ifrit, fire, goof. Uses fire magic. It is a strong opponent, but as it is a part of Guardian's exam, not impossible to defeat. So he's kind of the first boss. He's pretty simple. We're going to summon Shiva, which as you can see means a little meter goes down and eventually Shiva will attack him. And the meter stops while you launch ice magic, but the countdown doesn't, so that kind of sucks. Diamond Dust. We get these really long summon animations that cannot be skipped. That's why I actually don't favor using summons that much. Just, some of them look pretty cool. I really thought they looked awesome at the time. A lot of other games have come along since. They have Shiva. Oh my god, I can't believe they have Shiva. It's impossible to face this guy without Shiva. Not that he would be impossible to defeat. It's just there is no way to get to this point in the game and not have Shiva. If you don't use Shiva, he doesn't say, they have Shiva. Shiva, whatever. I believe it actually is faster to use Shiva, though. Impudent humans. He does his ultimate attack, which hurts pretty bad, actually. But we'll be fine. He has Cure, which makes him a pushover. It's really a matter of whether we beat him before time runs out, and I think we actually have to leave the cave before time runs out, too. So we'll see what Diamond Dust does for us here. We're using patience, so I'm going to speed things up. Which again, not an option on the PS1. You have to watch that animation every time. That was only like 100. That wasn't actually... Unless I misread it entirely, it's probably I'm better off just using straight up magic. Because I think it only did like 100 damage and it took a much longer time. Yeah, it does more damage in his Blizzard spell, but not bad for a human. Not good either. Just so-so. So we just keep casting Blizzard, and generally playing on the PS1 was a big pain in the butt to get magic because you couldn't like triple speed while you were grinding for it. I'd never wanted to actually cast magic out of my stockpile against anything but bosses, because then I'd have to go find some enemy to get that spell back. So we are pressed for time here. I meant to do the 20-minute time limit. I guess it doesn't matter. For me to lose to a human, yeah, the 20-minute would have meant wasting a lot of time hanging around in the cave. Very well, I will join you. You don't generally get experience for beating bosses. And that's kind of part of this game's thing where Oh, never mind. We don't have to leave the cave. We just have to beat him before the time's up.
There's so much time. Let me go over this real quick. Good, you got yourself a goof. If you junction that goof, you'll be able to use the Elemental J ability. Here's an explanation on elements.
Junction can change basic parameters such as strength and magic, as well as elemental parameters. By junctioning a goof with elemental junction ability, as magic is junctioned, the LAD slot above hoop turns white, indicating an elemental junction. When left is selected, Quistis explaining this, right?
The elemental junction screen appears. Elemental junction works like other junctions. First select the start the junction, then choose a magic to finish the junction. However, non-elemental magic like cure cannot be junctioned. Elemental junction affects attack and defense differently. Junction to elemental attack links that element to a character's attack. The percent indicates how much of the attack's damage is linked to that element. At the maximum value of 100%, the attack becomes entirely elemental.
Elementary by Joe Watson.
And in that example, ice is at 50%. That means damage only increases by 50%. When junctioned to elemental defense, the damage from that element is reduced. Reduction of damage is shown in percentage. At 100%, damage is reduced to 0. In the example, the fire damage is reduced to 20% because elemental defense is at 80%. Green star is displayed when the value goes over 100%, meaning that damage is absorbed.
There's a kind of a fun thing in this game. You can, if you know exactly what you're fighting and what kind of attacks it does, and all three of your characters have elemental defense, you can set it up so that your enemy's magic attacks are constantly curing you.
In this state, you can absorb the amount of damage indicated in percent.
Which is why characters like the optional super boss have like non-elemental attacks that still waste you. And Meteor, which seems like it's a fire attack. Yeah, that's a big thing. It's like the red dragons only use fire magic until you hit a certain level where they suddenly get Meteor, which is not elemental. So you're used to them being a completely safe fight, and suddenly they just crush you.
In the example, 50% of fire damage is absorbed. Multiple magic types can be junctioned to elemental defense, depending on the GF's ability. Junction multiple magic types with the same elemental for a cumulative effect. Try junctioning different magics to check the effect. You can also select order to automatically junction the most effective elemental magic. This concludes the elemental junction tutorial. There's a lot of fire elemental monsters here, so you can junction Blizzard to your elemental attack. You'll have an easier time with fire elemental enemies.
That is true. And in fact, we should be junctioning Ifrit. You can't let the computer, you can't let the game automatically choose stuff for you. So it just automatically put in fire because that's the best thing I have for that slot. But it doesn't always do a particularly good, like it never seems to quite figure out which of these you want. So she told us to junction Blizzard to our attack. And even though the tutorial showed you having all this defense stuff, we haven't unlocked it yet because that is the dryer, and it's not even done. Oh my god. Okay, hopefully that won't happen again before the video is over. That was my alarm on my dryer. The buzzer going off on my dryer when my dryer's not actually done. No, we haven't learned elemental defense yet, and when we learn it, we'll learn elemental defense times 2, but that won't even pop up until we've learned elemental defense times 1. And at this point, you'll see we have not learned the card ability yet, although we're very close. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We will finish the video by learning the card technique. And we'll take our time, because now that the countdown is over, you can see, even though it looks like you've got places that you can go, you really can't go anywhere. Like, if you go off the beaten path very slightly, you find out, oh, those are all just very short cul-de-sacs. Oh, here's an enemy that we haven't checked out yet. So I don't really know what mythology this enemy comes from, but it shows up, the Buell. It shows up a lot in the Oh my god. This is so much fun. It shows up a lot in the Castlevania Symphony of the Night game that I was like playing a whole bunch of and not recording. Like, this is a recurring enemy in that. Okay, well, let's scan the thing so you can learn more about its exciting life. Well, any magic attacks are almost completely ineffective, however very weak against physical attacks. It's a fly monster. So it's got really high spirit, super bad, strength, defense, intelligence, dexterity, evasion. And since I tend to just do physical attacks on everything except for stuff that's almost immune to it, since physical attacks you can do all day long and magic attacks mean you have to go back and stock more magic to replace what you spent, enemies like that are fine. So we just need to learn a little bit more. No, I think we're just going to have a video of this. I think in the next video I will deal with this. But I've decided that oh, that's like amusing me. It's like whatever I'm saying, that buzzer comes in to indicate that I'm completely wrong. Did we scan the bats before? Oh, I can show you his limit break, Renzo Kuken. It's really not something we need against a bat, but apparently hit the wrong button for the trigger. I thought I was supposed to press R1, but I got like a 0 out of 4 successful hits. Alright, let's scan the sucker. Then I will try to get another Renzo Kuken and do it correctly. Red bat, a type of bat with a huge mouth, lurks in dark places, dives quickly from the air to bite its target. Racist guys on Fox News think that Chinese people eat them raw, and that's how we got the coronavirus. I'm sorry, I saw like a really disturbing thing of some guy on Fox Business Network just going off. Alright, maybe it's L1. I guess it's not L1. Well, what the hell button is it? I'm gonna have to look this one up. Everybody's limit breaks have a different little button press challenge that you do. Well, Quistis don't actually, but Squalls does, and I can't figure out what button I'm supposed to press when the bar gets to that certain point. But boy, that buzzer thing sure is funny. I guess we've scanned everything except the bomb. Bomb diggity. The video titled this one is either going to be The Fire Cave or it's going to be Burp. A monster powered by fire, usually calm but still a dangerous monster that becomes gigantic or explodes when attacked. I thought it was R1. Let's try that one again. One hit. So I just completely mistimed all those? No, my dryer thinks I timed them correctly. This is gonna be the stupidest Let's Play. I was talking in video 1 about how Final Fantasy X was my magnum opus. This Let's Play is already a freaking train wreck here. Alright, so when are you gonna freaking learn card? How much? 4 more points, huh? Whatever, alright. We'll get one of those battles that has like 2 bats and 2 bombs, and we'll learn it in one go. Okay, this is probably worth 3 points. Usually you get 1 per enemy you kill. Some enemies are worth more than others. Like those fish, which is why I like to do that fight. Okay, so now any battle will have us learn the card ability. And I want to go showcase how that works, because that's an important part of leveling up without... leveling up your abilities without leveling up just like literally your levels. No, it is, Buzzer, Dryer. Don't disagree with me. I know I'm right about this one. Okay. So when we get to ability, we can turn off GF and turn on card. And we can also just, what the hell, make Quistis just cure everybody. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to shut off encounters, like big stinky cheaters. Because I just want to show off how the card ability works and why it's very useful. But I turn off the no encounters thing now that I actually want to encounter these fish enemies. Because these are the guys that I would normally grind against. So this is what I just spent a lot of time doing off screen. I didn't say anything. How could I have been wrong? Yeah, I need to go deal with that before the neighbors say anything. We've only got a few minutes left of the video now. Okay, so now she can start using the card ability, and she may be able to turn this thing into a card. But it's something that only works when it's at like critical hit points. And there you see, we got a card. So we actually have an additional card of this enemy, so eventually you'll have this shit tons of this one card. So, A, you won't care about losing them if you play a bunch of them in a card game, but it's not a particularly good card, fortunately. So I'll have him attack one more time, because I think he can take another hit. And then we'll try to card this one. So you're not allowed to buy alcohol unless you can prove you're 21. They're Festitokolan. But here's the point. Didn't receive experience. No, we didn't receive experience, Dryer. I'm not wrong about everything I say. We did get items, and we do receive AP, which are what your Guardian forces use to learn new techniques. So using, like, I would literally be sitting there, save before each battle in case I accidentally killed one, and while watching rift tracks or whatever, my method of grinding would be turn enemies into cards so that I will get AP without getting experience for Squall and Quistis. So let's go ahead and save back on this first slot. Where we accidentally got Quistis up to level 9, but so be it. And we will return to the story now that we've passed the fire cave test.
Well done.
No? Come on, that would have been perfect.
Let's see. I thought there was something else I needed to go over.
You blew it, Dryer. We had a perfect setup there. You blew it.
I thought there was something else I needed to go over with you before you take the seed exam. Oh yes, taking care of your goof. This is something you have to watch out for.
Goof tutorial. A goof will level up
as it gains experience, exp, and learns new abilities by gaining app ability points. From exp and app. Apps gained from battles automatically levels up the GIF, while app gained during battle can be distributed to learn different abilities. Decide how to distribute the points. Let's go over how a GIF can learn different abilities. Select GIF from the menu to display the GIF required. When Shiva is selected.
That's not Shiva. Okay.
Shiva's stats are shown. This displays its exp and the compatibility between characters, etc. But by selecting Learn.
Apparently you wanted me to select something else.
Shiva's ability list is displayed.
Okay, come on.
Abilities in white, such as J, are abilities already learned. All abilities in gray have not been learned yet. Then the first number in gray shows the AP gained towards learning, and the second number shows the AP required to complete. VIII shows that 50 AP are required, of which 0 AP have been gained. In order to learn the ability Elemental Attack J, move the cursor to Elemental Attack J, and confirm. Elemental Attack J will then be displayed at the left under Learning. From here on, all AP gained will be used for Elemental Attack J. When all 160 AP are gained, Elemental Attack J is learned. Once an ability is learned, AP will automatically move to an ability not yet learned. With each learned ability comes a different set of abilities to learn. The order of learning affects the GF's powers.
Yes, it does.
Therefore,
it does.
It is recommended to return to the screen to set the next ability.
I figured it would be more fun to let this go on for one video than to get up in the middle of a video and correct it, but
this concludes the tutorial. With that, good luck, whatever. Now change it to your uniform and assemble the first floor lobby.
And thus we are back on our own. And I don't think we can even talk to Quistis anymore. Oh, we can. But she just doesn't say anything. Alright. Well, there you go, folks. So we can set this guy to different stuff. We will go ahead and save. We will exit, I believe. Dormitory double. That may or may not be. This is probably me having done lots and lots and lots of grinding to get everything perfect with these 3 GFs. Well, they've learned a bit more anyway. Yeah. This is where I've done quite a bit of grinding but haven't perfected everything. So this is probably where we'll pick up from next time. But now I'm going to call it a video, and I'm going to go disable the buzzer on my dryer, which I think my mom accidentally turned on. I'm the Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you join me next time as Squall goes back to school, having successfully completed the ordeal of the fire cave and defeated the Pirates. Catch you guys next time.